checking the forecast, things looking crazy. A storm on the horizon, the pressure is low. Gotta get moving, put on a show. The news is all buzzing, state of alert, but we've got a plan, we're ready to work. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the phase. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. See a little fire or a rising flood, we're a well-oiled machine, we're running in the mud. From the city hall meetings to the rescue teams, turning worst case scenarios into hopeful dreams. We're training the people, we're stocking the gear, we're the team you can count on, trouble is near. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the phase. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. It's more than a job, it's a calling, you see. Prepared for the present and what's yet to be. Every second counts, we're ready to react for our communities. We're making an impact. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the phase. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. Yeah, we're picking you up, we're ready to go. EMA, let's get this show on the road.
I think we should get this show on the road. What do you guys think, guys? If we get going here, I think we should. In fact, I think that's exactly what we're going to do right now. Guys, welcome to Emergency Management Associates. My name is Ron Tyler. We're coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. What a place. Guys, I'm going to tell you this. We're privileged to be here with you. We really are. We're thankful we're here with you. Now, I'm going to talk about earthquakes in Southern California tonight. We had an earthquake in the Imperial Valley of Southern California, east of San Diego County, Imperial Valley. That was supposed to be a 4.0 earthquake, 4.09 earthquake. USGS says it's a 4.1. It was actually put out on the USGS map as a 4.2 earthquake. We are going to get to that, and it was not a 4.2 earthquake. It was a lot stronger. I see we have Juanito from El Centro, California here. He'll probably testify that it felt like it was a much larger earthquake, and it was. Okay, we're going to talk about that. But the first thing I want to talk about is very serious matters. If this had been a much larger earthquake than this, we would have been making this a lead story. We talked about earthquakes in Southern Cal, all over earthquakes in Southern California as a lead story, but it's not. I want to start off talking about Minneapolis. Minneapolis broke out in a huge riot last night. Huge riot. I'm telling you guys, it's unreal. Violence. Violence in the streets of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Very bad. Very, very bad, guys. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you two videos here. The reason I'm going to show you 2 videos is because of what happened. Okay, let's first start off with the assault on federal officers. Before I get started on this, actually, what I think I'm going to do is ask you all to please give us a thumbs up for this program if you enjoy what we're talking about. If you enjoy our presentation tonight, please give us a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Thumbs up, giving us a thumbs up tells YouTube, hey, everybody's interested in this program. Again, we're going to be talking about earthquakes in Southern California in just a very few minutes, but this is very pertinent. Violence against ICE. Somebody got hurt last night. An ICE agent and the suspect got hurt. Okay? The ICE agent was attacked by the suspect with a snow shovel. He was attacked by a snow shovel. Also, another man attacked him with a broom handle, getting beat. In defense, the ICE agent took his gun out, drew his gun, and fired at the suspect, hitting him in the leg. The suspect went to the hospital last night. The ICE agent also went to the hospital because he's still in the hospital today. The suspect is now in ICE custody, as are the other 2 individuals. I'm going to tell you that. But these are violent clashes with ICE, okay, involving an ICE agent. Let's take a look at this.
Overnight, violent crashes between federal agents and protesters in Minneapolis after a federal agent shot a man during an immigration operation. According to the Department of Homeland Security, a federal law enforcement officer shot a Venezuelan man who they say fled a traffic stop and then attacked the officer, adding that the officer fired to defend his life, hitting the man in the leg. The department also saying 2 other people assaulted the officer with a snow shovel and broom. The injured man is in custody. He and the officer were taken to the hospital. The scene quickly descending into chaos. Smoke and flashbangs filling the night sky. Agents deploying chemical irritants as demonstrators sent fireworks in their direction. ABC affiliate KSTP was on the ground as crowds gathered around the city.
The smell of those chemical irritants is definitely in the air. You can see a group of ICE agents right now. It looks like they have at least 1 person in custody.
This is already a very tense situation, and we do not need this to escalate any further.
Officials calling for peace, acknowledging the city is on edge.
For those that are taking the bait, you are not helping. And you are not helping the undocumented immigrants in our city.
It comes 1 week after the fatal shooting of 37-year-old American citizen and mother Renee Good. The incident sparking protests, violent scenes playing out on a daily basis, agents firing pepper spray, dragging people from cars. This newly released video shows the frantic moments as heavily armed federal agents used a battering ram to enter an immigrant family's home in Minneapolis.
Can you put the guns down? There's kids in this house. There is kids in this house. Show the warrant first.
37-year-old Garrison Gibson, an immigrant from Liberia, was facing removal for a decade-old drug conviction. But his lawyer says he has been checking in with authorities for years.
So if he's this dangerous person, then why are they letting him walk around?
And once again, the mayor here in Minneapolis saying the situation here with thousands of federal agents here on the ground is simply unsustainable. He says his officers are working tirelessly, responding to this chaos instead of focusing on basic 911 calls. George.
Faith Booby, thanks.
Are you researching dental?
Okay, it's a lot worse than they're saying. This is a lot worse than they're saying. They're not even describing exactly what happened yet.
I am the Minneapolis police chief. At 6:51 p.m., Minneapolis police received a 911 call reporting a shooting on the 600 block of 24 Avenue North. Preliminary information indicates that there was a struggle with a federal agent in front of the resident. During the struggle, the federal agent discharged his weapon, striking one adult male. The adult male then retreated inside of the residence, where he remained inside and refused to come out. Eventually, federal agents made entry into the residence, and the individual was brought to an ambulance where he has been transported to the hospital. Minneapolis police have secured the crime scene around the location, and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, as well as the FBI, are on the scene processing the evidence. There's a crowd gathered in the area, and we have called for mutual aid from the Minnesota State Patrol and Hennepin County Sheriff. The crowd is engaging in unlawful acts. They have thrown fireworks.
Okay, you heard it from him. This is Chief O'Hara from the Minneapolis Police Department. The protesters are engaging in unlawful acts
At police officers, and at multiple times, gas has been deployed. Police are attempting to disperse this unlawful assembly at this time. I urge anyone that is at the scene to leave immediately. This is already a very tense situation, and we do not need this to escalate any further. I have faith that the investigators are involved will follow every lead in this case and ensure it is completed to its logical conclusion.
There's still a lot that we don't know at this time, but what I can tell you for certain is that this is not sustainable. This is an impossible situation that our city is presently being put in. And at the same time, we are trying to find a way forward to keep people safe, to protect our neighbors, to maintain order. And we're in a position right now where we have residents that are asking the very limited number of police officers that we have to fight ICE agents on the street, to stand by their neighbors. We cannot be at a place right now in America where we have two governmental entities that are literally fighting one another. Why are we put in this position? We're put in this position because we have approximately 600 police officers in Minneapolis, far fewer that are able to work at any given time. And there are approximately 3,000 ICE agents in the area. 3,000. The 600 police officers that we have are charged on any given day with investigating crime, stopping homicides from taking place, preventing carjackings. That's the work of a police officer in a city. Meanwhile, we have ICE agents throughout our city and throughout our state who, along with Border Control, are creating chaos.
Okay, I'm going to clarify this. The Border Patrol and the Immigration Customs Enforcement officers are not creating chaos. The chaos is coming from the protesters. I want to make that very clear. You've seen that already here. The protesters are the ones that are causing the chaos, not the federal law enforcement agents. That's not happening. Again, this is political speech. This is only political speech. They want everybody to believe that it is federal agents that are causing chaos. They are not. The federal agents are tasked with a job. They're given the job to go after the undocumented aliens that are there, the felons, the people who murdered people, the very felons that rape people, the very people that have committed injustices to the United States of America in line of fraud. Fraud, guys, upwards of $1 trillion of fraud committed by the Somali community in Minneapolis. That's what's going on. And yet these dip snots, I could use stronger language, but I'm not going to do it. These dipsticks are saying that the ICE agents are causing chaos. They're not. The federal agents are tasked with a job to do. They're not the ones causing chaos. The protesters are the ones causing chaos here. And the police are telling everybody to stand back. Don't do it. And this dipwad here, this dipstick mayor here, says the federal agents are causing chaos. It's not. It's the protesters doing it.
This is not the path that we should be on right now in America. Thankfully, there's another path. And I want to talk to everybody who's out there, even people who aren't living in Minneapolis right now. Maybe you just put your kids to bed. Maybe you're cleaning up the dishes. I'm sure you love your family. There's no doubt in my mind that you love your town. Imagine if that city or that town was suddenly invaded by thousands of federal agents that do not share the values that you hold dear.
Yes, they do share the values. They do share the values. But again, the ICE agents and the Border Patrol have one job, and that's to stop the fraud and stop the chaos. They are stopping fraud. They are ridding the community of felons, murderers, and rapists. Riley Gaines was injured very seriously. 3 other women here in the United States also were killed as a result of illegal aliens in this country. And again, the Somali communities also instituted fraud, taking money from federal taxpayers and taking it to buy Porsches, taking it to buy high-speed cars, taking it to buy huge properties, opening up alleged child care centers where there's no children. That's what's actually happened.
Imagine if your daily routines were disrupted. The local cafe that you eat at was shut down because they're scared that their own family might get torn apart. Imagine if schools shut down and suddenly parents got to figure out what to do for daycare. This is not creating safety. It's certainly not creating safety when a huge percentage of the shootings that have taken place so far this year in Minneapolis have been by ICE.
That's not true. There's only been 2 shootings by ICE. 2 shootings by ICE. The greater majority of the shootings are done by felons again in Minneapolis. This mayor is lying through his teeth.
So let's be very clear. I've seen conduct from ICE that is disgusting and is intolerable. If it were your city, it would be unacceptable there too. And for anyone that is taking the bait tonight, stop. That is not helpful. Go home. We cannot counter Donald Trump's chaos with our own brand of chaos. And I have seen thousands of people throughout our city peacefully protesting. For those that have peacefully protested, I applaud you. For those that are taking the bait, you are not helping, and you are not helping the undocumented immigrants in our city. You are not helping the people that call this place home.
Okay, I'm going to stop that right now. He's already put out his message. He's only going on and repeating what he's going to say. That's all he's doing. I've shown you the violent protests already. It gets worse. I'm going to only show you a minute or so of this because it's bad. These are not peaceful protests. These are violent protests.
He's got that little Dupage over there. Just let him keep talking. Don't say it. Little big energy. Little big energy. Because we're here. They're not out there. Because we're here. They're not out there. Fight for us.
siren you are hearing is not from Customs Board agents, but it's coming from the megaphone. And yes, ICE is putting out gas. They're putting out what they call CS, which is tear gas. They're also putting out pepper spray.
They got the pop a few rounds. Go home and jerk off to that later.
You're all traitors!
Okay, where are they getting these resist flags? Where are they getting the pre-printed signs? George Soros and Neville Singham, billionaires paying for these protesters. They're getting paid. This is unreal. This is what is actually unsustainable. These protests are unsustainable. Unfortunately, these idiots are going to continue. But there's far more than this. Okay? I want to show you this next clip here. Here in North Carolina, just east of Charlotte, in Raleigh, North Carolina, in a church, they're teaching the church members how to protest ICE. They're teaching the church members how to protest ICE. This is disgusting.
Dilworth United Methodist Church, where on a Monday night, 300 people showed up to be trained on what to do. This is inside the church on Monday night. If ICE comes to your neighborhood in order to help fellow residents of places like Charlotte, North Carolina. And this is not a Latino crowd. This is a largely white crowd in a very affluent neighborhood that wants to stand up and push back. And let me show you a little bit of what one of the, so what these guys are doing right here, by the way, they put on vests, they blow whistles when ICE comes to their neighborhood to say, get out of here. And they're stopping ICE from picking up some of these people on the streets. Listen to what one of the pastors, one of the organizers told me about this effort.
Why are these auto insurance ads lying to you? I'm a car.
To know that all these people showed up on a Monday night and you got many more of these to do.
Yeah, it makes me grateful and reminds me how much our community loves each other, and our community wants to support that. People don't come out on Monday nights, right, to anything, and so that people are showing up right now and spending their valuable time to learn how to care for each other and protect each other. I don't even have words for it.
So that's one pastor from the United Methodist Church in Charlotte, or he's from a town outside of Charlotte. But, you know, I just think about, you see the Pope, who's from Chicago, one of the cities where the raids are taking place, speaking out in a way that we heard Pope Francis talk about it, but not in English, not like this Pope is talking about it. I think that there is just like family separation, I think we're starting to see people take to the streets in really vocal opposition in a way that President Trump has shown before that he will ultimately back down. They don't like seeing these images.
Well, and I would say the administration officials will say that these old grandmoms blowing whistles.
Right.
Okay, notice who these news people are. They're from Missing or Messy NBC, MSNBC. Joe Scarborough and his wife here. Okay? They're spreading hate and discontent here. Joe Scarborough and his wife are CNN also. Okay? Spreading hate and discontent from the left. That's what they do best. But again, what is being taught in the churches? To resist the federal government. This would be different if there was violence carried on by the federal government, but there's not. The only enforcement action done by the federal government is to go after the offenders that have taken taxpayer money and are offending other people, murdering, rapists, and fraud. They're going after those people. That's all that's happening. Yet these people are being taught in their churches to go after ICE. That is disgusting. That's deplorable. That's completely deplorable here. That's what I want to talk about here. It's completely deplorable. Okay? I'm sad to say it's in our churches now. Okay? It's unreal. It's literally unreal. But there's one more here. There's one more. There's a gentleman right here. We don't know his name. He's got tattoos on his face. Together with 2 or 3 other people, he broke into the back of an ICE vehicle and stole a weapon. This man and his buddies broke into the back of an ICE vehicle and stole a weapon. ICE vehicle's right here. The weapon was in a case and they stole the case out of the back of the vehicle. That's also a federal offense. Let me give you some more information about that. The man was seen driving a Ford Taurus much like this, with Minnesota license plate. S is in Sam, M is in Mary, V is in Victor, 596. Driving a black Ford Taurus with Minnesota plate, Sam, Mary, Victor, 596. If you see this suspect, notify Minnesota police. Notify ICE. They want him. Whenever someone is in possession of a weapon like this, it's not for good. Call your local police and call ICE immediately and tell them you've seen the suspect, you've seen this car driving with the Minnesota plate of Sam, Mary, Victor, 596. Sam, Mary, Victor, 596, a black Ford Taurus. Okay? This is how bad it's gotten. Now ICE vehicles are being broken into and things are being stolen out of the cars. The rifle was not the only thing stolen, but valuable confidential information as well. So it's everybody's duty, everybody's ideas should be there to protect life. This man stealing this gun and confidential information from the ICE vehicle is going to use it against other people. So please, if you see the car, see this man, call ICE immediately. Okay? Do that. One other thing I want to talk about before we talk about what happened in Southern California earlier today. There's a cold front coming in. Look at this. A cold front coming in from Canada. And not only that, the present jet stream is coming out of northwestern Canada into Washington, Idaho, and western states, going all the way into Texas, covering the entire center part of the country and then going north. Very cold temperatures, guys. We're talking below 0 temperatures. Below 0 Fahrenheit. That's very below 0 centigrade or Celsius. This can lead to people dying. I'm asking everybody to be prepared. Make sure you have plenty of water in your home. Make sure you have plenty of water in your home. Make sure you have plenty of food in your home. Make sure you have plenty of warm clothes and blankets in your home. Make sure your heaters are in good condition. Make sure your heaters are in good condition. That way your heater won't put out carbon dioxide gas, which could kill you. Be prepared, guys. This is going to happen. These cold temperatures were here in North Carolina, where I lived last night. They're here. We got down to 18 degrees Fahrenheit last night. Got very cold. There was some moisture in the air, but we never got snow. We had warnings go up last night before we went to bed that snow was in the forecast. Snow flurries were in the forecast. If during the night we had snow flurries, we didn't see them when we woke up, but it was still cold this morning. And we have semi-cloudy conditions right now. If the cloudy conditions persist, we will have snow here on the East Coast. But guys, please be aware of this. There's going to be a lot of snow happen here. Going all through the western side of the United States, all the way over to the eastern part of the United States, and all of the central part of the United States, going down into Texas as well. Incredible. Please beware of this, guys. It's going to get cold and it's going to get snowy. I talked about snow shoveling last week. Be wary of it. Be wary of it. Those of you who are elderly, I don't want to see you out shoveling snow. Try to get a neighbor, a friend, to snow shovel for you. Every year we have elderly people die because they overwork their heart and they have a heart attack out there shoveling snow. Be careful, guys. We love you. We want you around another day. This is going to be bad. Okay? We have many forecasters on YouTube working on this. Ryan Hall, y'all, is one of my favorite forecasters. There are others. If you want to get a forecast that's very good, that's even better than the television stations, go to Ryan Hall, y'all, and other forecasters here on YouTube. They're great. They're great guys. Okay, so please do that. Please do that. Okay, any questions about anything so far? Any questions? Catherine Sigerson in Canada is talking about boot warmers, hand warmers, body warmers. Stay warm for anywhere from 2 to 12 hours. I have hand warmers that stay good for 2 hours. I've seen other hand warmers and body warmers and boot warmers that stay warm a lot longer than that. Exercise those, guys. Those will save your life. Yes, freezing is painful. Catherine Sigerson in Canada says freezing is painful. I agree. Been there, done that. Don Patoga says, are those holes in the Canada barbed wire fence letting all the cold seep in? I wish it was that simple. Sorry for coughing your ears, guys. I didn't mean to. But guys, this is getting bad. We're only in beginning the worst months of the cold season. February and March are the coldest and even the most blustery, blizzard conditioned months of the year. February and March. Beware of that. Beware of that. Okay? Any questions? This isn't just here in the United States, it's all throughout the world. The northern tier of the world. I'm talking about Europe. I'm talking about Scandinavia, Greenland, Russia, Croatia, Poland, Romania, Albania, even northern Greece. Be aware of it, guys. Take care of each other. Japan as well. Take care of each other. Take care of each other and take care of yourself. Okay? Please do that. Suzanne Pazzi is on the chat saying she uses her garden hoe to push snow off her steps. That's a good idea. It works for her. It's worked for me in the past. But it only pulls or shovels off a small portion of snow at the time. But it works. She's in her mid-70s and lives alone. That hole clears just enough to safely get up and down outside the steps. Great idea. Thanks, Susanna. We appreciate it. Do what you can, guys. Do what you can. And be safe out there. Don says, if Alberta became a state, would it stop the cold issue? No. Sorry, Don. Sorry, it's not going to happen. You guys are fun. You guys are fun. Let's talk about that earthquake that hit in the Imperial Valley today. Okay? USGS says it was a 4.1 earthquake. Guess what? I've got evidence that suggests otherwise. I've done my darndest to put this information together. I have information to suggest there was a lot stronger earthquake than that. A lot stronger earthquake, guys. Unreal. This is where the crap hits the fan here. Again, the United States Geological Survey is not putting out accurate information. They never have. I don't believe they ever will. Okay? I'm sorry to say that. I really am. I hate that. I hate it. Let me show you what the USGS said here in the back seismologist study page. This is incredible, guys. This is literally incredible. Okay? We'll pull this information down here. Okay? They want to suggest that this was a 4.09 earthquake. 4.0 earthquake. Well, guess what? It was not. It was not a 4.0 earthquake at all. Okay? They said it was a 4.1 in Holtville, west of Holtville, California, in the Imperial Valley. It was a lot stronger than that. Further down here, they show a 4.09 with only a handful of stations reporting it. 10 stations reporting it. But look at this. Look right below it. No station details contributed. This was not a 4.09 at all. Then we scroll further down. Then they're saying it is at least a 4.24. 4.24. Then I click on the station details. Under magnitudes over here on the right. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Right off the bat. 4.46. 4.12. 4.6, 4.26, 4.5, 4.43, 4.42, 4.46, 3.97. It's definitely not that. 4.63, 4.08, 3.91. 4.66, 4.62, 4.13, 4.44, 4.09, 3.89, 4.2, 4.29, 4.13, 4.37, 4.21, 4.21, 4.07, 4.36, 4.02, 3.99, 4.39, 4.25, 4.34, 4.24, 3.97, 4.01, 4.4. Look what comes next here, guys. There were over 200 stations reporting this earthquake. Now we have a seismograph that has recorded a 5.16 earthquake. 5.16 earthquake. As well as a 4.59, 4.43, 4.05, 4.78, 4.09, 4.44, 4.45, 4.07, 4.57, 4.34, 4.13, 4.36, 3.53, 4.94, pushing 5 here. 4.35, 4.53, 4.64. Here's a 4.2, 4.5, 4.75, 4.34, 4.25, 4.14, 4.56, 4.21, 4.23, 4.10 again, 4.19, 4.19, 4.48, 4.37, 4.1, 4.57, 4.49, 4.76, 4.63, 4.08, 4.20, 4.56, 4.59, 4.32, 4.34. Look at this next one here. 4.66. Here's a 5.03 here. 4.52. 3.97. 4.35. 4.81. 4.23. 3.97. 4.18. 4.01. 4.03. 4.02. 4.3. 4.79. 4.68. 4.31. 4.74. 4.39. 4.1. 3.90. 4.58 or 53. 4.3. 3.92. 4.38. 4.2. 3.88. Here's a 3.79. 4.09. 4.44. 4.49. 4.02. 4.35. 4.62. 4.0. That's the first 4.0. We come upon 4.47, 4.24, 4.34, 4.33, 4.17, 4.43, and 4.77. This earthquake was obviously not a 4.0, 4.1, or even 4.2. It's very obvious to everybody, including me. This is probably much larger than this, at least a 4.5, 4.5 moderate earthquake. But as you can see, this earthquake could possibly have even been a 5.1. A 5.1 earthquake in Southern California, in the Imperial Valley. In the Imperial Valley, guys. Let's take a look at this, okay? I want to show you what actually happened in the Imperial Valley this morning. I'm going to bring up the USGS map now. I'm going to take down our banner here. I'm going to take down a webcam. I want you to see what happened here, okay? What you're seeing here is the Kamchatka Peninsula. They're not showing earthquakes, but there are earthquakes there. Also showing you the Aleutian Island fault zone. There are earthquakes over here in the Rat Islands. There are earthquakes in the Rat Islands. Let's go over to mainland of the United States. Let's go over here in Southern California, right here, okay? Now again, the United States Geological Survey is not showing all the earthquakes. Not even. Not even. Okay? At first going over here to Holtville. This is Holtville. Okay? We have a seismograph here in Holtville recording earthquakes here. It's very interesting to me. I just looked at our feed I have here running on my monitor here, and it shows we had 37 people watching our earthquake coverage. Now we're having 28. A lot of people don't even give a darn if we have a major earthquake. Yes, this was a moderate earthquake, but there is a much larger earthquake coming. I believe this was a foreshock. I believe this was a foreshock. They're not showing earthquakes here in Holtville. In a few minutes, I'm going to show you a seismogram readout from computer showing earthquakes here in Holtville. They're not showing any at all. That's interesting. But southwest of Holtville is where the earthquakes hit. I'm going to now zoom into where the earthquake hit. That's a 2.3. I'm sorry. This is a 1.1. Okay. That's a 1.1. This is a 2.1. I'm basically looking for a plot of land with brown color that shows a 4.2 earthquake. That's a 1.5 there. This is a 2.3 minor earthquake. This is a 1.5 tremor. This is a 2.3 earthquake here. All over this area. This is 1.8 tremor here. This is a 1.3. This is a 1.6 tremor here. Let's zoom in and I want to show you what's going on here. Look at this here. Guess what this facility is here? This is this is a facility with a bunch of boilers here, where they've drilled into the upper magma chambers of the Salton Butte volcano, where they drilled into the upper magma chambers of the Salton Butte volcano to obtain steam from the volcano to power turbines here in this area to generate electricity for, guess what? Imperial Gas and Electric. They're generating power here in the Imperial Valley for Imperial Gas and Electric here. Down here, just west of Holtville. Let's go up here. I thought honestly it was a brown plot of land. It's actually here. They're showing a green plot of land here. Okay. This is an agricultural field here. They're showing this is a 4.1 earthquake. I just got through showing you that it was a much larger earthquake. That's what USGS does. They downgrade earthquakes to the lowest possible denominator. This was not a 4.1 earthquake. It was much larger, at least a 4.5, and it could have been as much as large as a 5.1 earthquake. 5.1 earthquake. Now again, I believe this 4.1, whatever they want to call it, is a foreshock of another large earthquake that's coming. Now over this whole area, over this entire area, you are seeing aftershocks from this quake. These are aftershocks from this quake. Okay? But again, I believe even by looking at all the aftershocks here, that this probably was a large earthquake. Probably was a large earthquake. Now we are expecting to have a 5.0 to 7.0 earthquake here in the Imperial Valley. In the Imperial Valley, guys. Okay. Let's look at it, what it says here. Looks like this area is called Waterman's Corner. That's what they named it. Okay. That's where all these earthquakes are. But again, they're not showing all the earthquakes at all. At all. They're showing one earthquake here in El Centro. This is a joke. This is a 1.6 tremor. I'm going to show you in just a couple minutes here what actually happened here in El Centro. It was not just a 1.6 tremor here. Now we have 30 people watching this program. Let's go up north here to the town of Imperial. They're not showing any earthquakes at all here in the town of Imperial. I'm also going to show you seismic activity here in the town of Imperial. There was seismic activity happening here in the town of Imperial today. Always, every day here. They want to deny everything. They want to deny everything. Further north here, near Brawley. See the town of Brawley here? This is south of Brawley here. This is a 1.4 tremor here. Now, they do not have a seismograph here in Brawley, so I can't tell you how many earthquakes actually happen in Brawley. But I've been there, guys. They have earthquakes here in Brawley as well. Okay? Well, let's go up here to the north. Right here. You see the town of Westmoreland here? Up until about 6 months ago, they had a seismograph that was reporting earthquakes here in Westmoreland. All kinds of earthquakes. 3.0, 3.5, 2.0 to 2.9. All kinds of tremors, 1.0 to 1.9 in Westmoreland. They've turned the seismograph off here. There are earthquakes happening here in Westmoreland. Let's go further up here to the northeast. Here in the northeast, here just south of the Salton Sea, we have a town called Calipatria. Calipatria had earthquakes here, they still do. But remember, they shut down the seismograph here as well. Here in the town of Calipatria, the seismograph was recording anywhere from 75 to 150 earthquakes a day. 75 to 150 earthquakes a day. They turned this seismograph off. Incredible. Incredible. Now, guys, this is the Salton Sea here. This is the Salton Sea. In the southern part of the Salton Sea right here, we have a volcano under the water. It's called the Salton Butte Volcano. The Salton Butte Volcano here. That volcano also has earthquakes here because there's magma involved with the volcano. As I said in previous broadcasts, magma is resurging and finding its way to all the volcanoes again. Every one of the volcanoes are recharging. Every one of the volcanoes around the world are recharging here, including the Salton Butte Volcano. The Salton Butte Volcano is capable of erupting. Want everybody to realize that. It is capable of erupting. Okay? Just south of the Salton Butte Volcano, I showed you a power station. There's another power station right here. Here in this area. This is another power station that takes the steam from the volcano and revs up the turbines here, generating electricity for what? Imperial Gas and Electric. This steam is from the volcano that you see building from these sites here in the Salton Sea area, in the Imperial Valley. There are 9 different turbine facilities. There are 9 different turbine facilities here in the Imperial Valley. I've shown you 2 here. So far, I've shown you 2 facilities here. There's more. There's a lot more. Going up here to the north or to the east, there's another facility right here. Okay? Right here, there's another facility right there. I think there's one more here. Maybe not. Okay, this is Calipatria, guys, around Calipatria. Let's go further to the southwest here. There's another facility right there. Now, I believe this is another facility right here. I just see the steam. I don't see the turbine facility here. But if there's steam, there's probably turbines here as well. Like I said, there's turbine facilities all around the southern part of the Salton Sea. All over. Literally all over. I believe there's a facility right outside Westmoreland here. believe it might be right there. Right there. Okay. Literally everywhere, guys. All throughout the Imperial Valley here. All throughout the Imperial Valley. Here's another one here. Right there. Okay. Again, there are 9 different terminal facilities here where they've drilled into the upper magma chambers of the Salton Butte volcano to obtain steam. Okay. So far, I've shown you at least 3 locations where we're going to show you earthquake activity. There's another major activity center here at the Salton Sea. It's called Bombay Beach. I'm going to show you a sidegram here at Bombay Beach showing you a lot of earthquake activity. Why is that? Let's back out here. Look at this red line running down the side, the east side of the Salton Sea. That is called the Imperial Fault, or what they call the Salton, not Salton Sea, I'm sorry. Got Salton Sea on my mind. It's called the San Andreas Fault. The San Andreas Fault runs from Northern California off of Mendocino Fault going out to sea. Okay? The Gorda Escarpment. Meets up with the Gorda Escarpment in the Cascadia Subduction Zone. Runs all the way through California down here. All the way down into southern Mexico. The San Andreas Fault. When it enters the Imperial Valley, they call it the Imperial Fault. One of the biggest reasons they have a lot of earthquakes here at Bombay Beach is because of the San Andreas Fault. Here at Bombay Beach, the San Andreas Fault runs underneath the Salton Sea here. It continues south here until it reaches Calipatria. Comes down here in Calipatria, and then it runs to the south-southwest over here to Westmoreland. Once it gets to Westmoreland, it goes over here in the interior part of the Imperial Valley. Runs all the way down through the Imperial Valley where you see these earthquakes here. Just west of these earthquakes. Just west of these earthquakes. Let me go out here. Look at that. Look at that. Just on the west side of these earthquakes. The San Andreas Fault. The San Andreas Fault was probably responsible for this earthquake swarm here. Then the San Andreas Fault continues south into northern Mexico here. Crosses the southern border here at California-Mexico border. California-Mexico border. Okay? Over here on the western side of the Salton Sea, there's a town called Salton City here. Salton City right there. Okay? South of there is Ocotillo Wells. We have a swarm of earthquakes here at Ocotillo Wells. Let's take a quick look at this. Okay? This is a small swarm. This earthquake here is a tremor. It was red, I turned it to blue. This is a 1.0 tremor. Just south of there, another red earthquake just happened. This is a 1.5 tremor here. Just west of there, this is a 1.7 tremor. Happened earlier today. Happened at 2:23 p.m. today, Pacific time. This is 1.2 here near Ocotillo Wells. Now, guys, in just a few minutes, I'm going to show you another sidegram coming from Ocotillo Park. Ocotillo Park. Ocotillo Park is over here near Interstate 8 here in the Imperial Valley. Ocotillo Park is showing earthquakes here as well. Okay? I'm showing you these areas because I'm going to show you side graphs that are showing us information here. There are a lot more earthquakes here in the Imperial Valley than they're saying that there are. Okay? Again, I want to tell you this. The USGS is not being truthful with any of us at all. They never have been. Over here in San Diego County, southeastern San Diego County, this is Pine Valley, wilderness area here in eastern San Diego County. This is the 1.3 tremor here. Offshore here, west of Coronado. This is the 1.4 tremor here. 1.4 tremor here. Where's Coronado? Coronado's right here. Right here. Okay? Right here. This is subbase. This is Point Loma subbase. Okay? Nuclear subs come here. That's Coronado subbase. Okay? Offshore here from Coronado, we have a 1.4 tremor here. Okay? Yes, earthquakes do happen here. They do happen. Let's go over here into northeastern San Diego County. Julian. How about that? This is 7 miles northeast of Julian, California. Over here in Julian, right here, right there. Last year, I believe it was last April, we had a 5.1 large earthquake here in Julian, California. This earthquake right here is on the San Jacinto Fault. Remember the San Jacinto Fault coming out of eastern Los Angeles. Also on that same fault right here, it's another earthquake. This is a 0.6 microquake. 0.6 microquake here. Going further northeast, Borrego Springs, also northeast San Diego County, part of the Anza Borrego Desert State Park. Remember that name, Anza Borrego Desert State Park. Earthquakes happen here all the time. All the time. This is the 1.0 tremor here. Northeast of there, also here in Borrego Springs. Here you see another 1.1 tremor here. This is a 0.9 1.0 tremor here as well. Okay? Again, when I say it's a 0.9 microquake, it also probably is more like a 1.0 tremor. Why do I say that? Because again, the agency downgrades the quakes to the nearest 0.9 if they can. I believe that's what probably happened here. Borrego Springs, California, part of the Anza Borrego Desert State Park. Further north, 0.1 microquake, Anza Borrego Desert State Park. Up here to the north, this is Anza, California. Anza Borrego Desert State Park. 2.0 earthquake. This is a 0.6 microquake. This is a 0.8 microquake. This is a 0.6 microquake. Anza Borrego Desert State Park. Northeast San Diego County. 1.0 tremor here in Anza. This is a 0.9 1.0 tremor here in Anza. Anza Borrego Desert State Park. Go back down here to the southwest. Palomar Observatory here. Palomar Observatory. This is where the Hale Telescope is. Hale Telescope. Palomar Observatory is 7,100 feet off the ocean. 7,100 feet above sea level. Palomar Observatory on the San Jacinto Fault. 0.6, actually it's not, I'm sorry, it's not San Jacinto. This is the Elsinore Fault. The Elsinore Fault. This is a 0.6 microquake. Remember the Elsinore Fault here? Please don't forget it. I'm going to show you a diagram very shortly of earthquakes happening here in Elsinore and north of Elsinore as well. We follow the Elsinore Fault up here to Marietta Hot Springs. Marietta Hot Springs. We have a 1.4 tremor here in Marietta. Just northeast of there. Just 2 miles north of Marietta, we have a 0.8 microquake. This is Lake Elsinore. Lake Elsinore. As I said before, I'm going to show you a side graph here at Lake Elsinore. Very little activity. However, north of there, Ivy Glen. Ivy Glen, it's a completely different story. I'm going to show you all kinds of earthquakes here in Ivy Glen. All kinds of earthquakes here in Ivy Glen, guys. Just north of Lake Elsinore. Lake Elsinore. On what they call the Elsinore Fault Zone. Out here to the northeast, be very wary. They're not showing us what is actually going on here. Go out here in the northeast, there's an earthquake here. Loma Linda, California, where the famed worldwide medical center here, Loma Linda Medical Center, famed worldwide. This is a 2.0 earthquake here in Loma Linda. 2.0 earthquake here in Loma Linda. Loma Linda Medical Center is right there. Loma Linda Medical Center is right there. Just literally right next to the earthquake. 2.0 minor earthquake there. Okay? But again, they're only showing 2 earthquakes here in the Los Angeles area. I'm going to show you a whole boatload of earthquakes here in LA. Just a minute. I'm going to show you all kinds of earthquakes here in Southern California. They are absolutely lying about what's not happening here. Not showing earthquakes is a lie. Omission is a lie. An absolute lie. Okay? My buddy Don Patoka, who's a moderator on this chat, is saying here, folks scoff at the truth when it's perceived to violate convenience or disrupt the status quo. They don't want anybody to know what's going on here. Okay? North of Los Angeles, right here. North of Los Angeles, right here. Oak Park, California. 1.2 tremor here. Valencia, California, north of Los Angeles. 1.5 tremor here. It's interesting to note where they show earthquakes. Again, they don't want to be honest with us at all. I'm going to show you hundreds of earthquakes here right now. Literally hundreds of earthquakes. Literally hundreds of earthquakes. Okay? Be prepared, guys. This is going to be wild. This is going to be wild, guaranteed. Okay? Let's go over here. Sorry, it's not that. This is crazy, guys. It really is. Earthquakes in Southern California. Let's first go over here to Channel Island. Channel Island, just off the coast of Los Angeles. Just barely off the coast of Los Angeles. What are we seeing here? Let's zoom in here and show you. The top black line here is 4 a.m. 4 a.m. this morning. We're seeing tremors. Tremors here. The next line down is 4:15 on the left-hand side. Just below that, 4:30 on the left-hand side. But when we go right, we start seeing earthquakes. Almost all the way to the right, we see here a 2.2 earthquake. 2.2 earthquake here. Channel Island. There are all kinds of minor earthquakes. Minor earthquakes are 2.0 to 2.9. All kinds of minor earthquakes and all kinds of tremors here on Channel Island. What happened after 8:30 this morning? 8:30 this morning over here on the blue line on the left-hand side, over towards the right. Approximately 8:42 a.m. this morning. 8:42 a.m. this morning. A 2.6, 2.7 earthquake. 2.6, 2.7 earthquake here. Channel Island. Look what else is here. Lots and lots of tremors. Then down here after 12:30 this afternoon, approximately 12:40 this afternoon, another 2.5, 2.6 earthquake. Channel Island. Other than that, you see a lot of tremors here. In the past weeks, we've had 3.0 small earthquakes here on Channel Island. 1.0 tremors to 1.9, 2.0, 2.9 minor earthquakes, 3.0, 3.9 are small earthquakes. No small earthquakes here on Channel Island, but we're going to show you small earthquakes here very quickly. Very quickly. Let's go over to Bakersfield out in the desert, northeast of Los Angeles. Northeast of Los Angeles. This is Cal State Bakersfield, California State University Bakersfield. Look at all the tremors here. All kinds of tremors here hit here in Bakersfield, California. All kinds of tremors here in Bakersfield. Let's go further south into Cabazon. Cabazon, just west of the San Bernardino Mountains. Cabazon, California. Look at this. I'm sorry, that's Idlewild. Cabazon's right here. We've seen Cabazon before with long duration tremors. Yes, they still have long duration tremors here, but they also have some earthquakes as well. Minor 2.0 earthquakes here. Cabazon. The tremors here turned into 2.0 earthquakes, and then they downgrade themselves into tremors, and then they disappear. Long duration tremors, lasting 6 to 10 minutes here. Lasting 6 to 10 minutes here in Cabazon. Okay? Idlewild, also over in the Southern California mountains near Bakersfield. Look at this. These are tremors, non-stop tremors here. Yes, there are also some microquakes, but non-stop tremors and microquakes here in Idlewild. Idlewild's also seen minor earthquakes here as well. Okay. Let's go over to Rancho Mirage out in the desert. Look at this. The San Andreas Fault is affecting the ground here. What we are seeing is mostly tremors, but there's one 2.0 earthquake here. There's one 2.0 earthquake here this morning. Right there. And I'm sorry, this is this afternoon. This is this afternoon, not this morning. This is 2:06 this afternoon. 2.0 earthquake here this afternoon. Rancho Mirage, California. Again, this is the San Andreas Fault. The San Andreas Fault, guys. Okay. Now, let's go out to the town called Victorville. One of my dearest friends, Isaiah's granny, lives here in Victorville. She's sometimes here in the chat, but I don't see her today. Victorville is on the San Andreas Fault. Look what happened here. Victorville is getting hit by tremors, lots of tremors. We've seen minor earthquakes here as well, 2.0, 2.5, 2.6, 2.8, even 3.0 small quakes here in Victorville before. But remember, today here in Victorville, all we have here are minor tremors. Minor tremors. Nobody feels minor tremors here. Nobody. You can't feel earthquakes unless they're at least 3.0 larger. 3.0 larger. Okay? Let's keep going here. I want to take you over to Chino. East of Los Angeles to Chino, California. Guess what? Look at all this. Yes, Chino has earthquakes here. Chino has earthquakes. Today, for the most part, these are all tremor activity. These are all tremor activity. But down here at the bottom, mostly on the blue, red, and black lines here, we have 2.0 minor earthquakes. 2.0 minor earthquakes alongside tremors. Tremors here. 2.0 minor earthquakes. Let's go east of Los Angeles over Del Amo. Del Amo, look at this. We've seen tremors here in Del Amo before. Now today at Del Amo, it's top to bottom earthquake and tremors here. Top to bottom earthquake and tremors. Yes, guys, there are some minor earthquakes here as well. On the blue line after 5, 6, 7, after 7 a.m. this morning, approximately 7:02 a.m. this morning, 2.4, 2.5 earthquake. As you can see, there are other minor earthquakes here along the seismogram as well. Usually in this seismogram, we see other things here as well, microquakes. But here we're seeing a lot of tremors and we're seeing some minor earthquakes here. Tremors and minor earthquakes here in Del Amo, east of Los Angeles. Del Amo is a community east of Los Angeles. About 25, 30,000 people. Okay, Del Amo, California. Let's go over east to Fontana. East Los Angeles in Fontana. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Early this morning at 4 a.m., we had tremors. We dropped down here to 5:30 on the blue line. All of a sudden, we were having 1.9, 2.0 earthquakes here right off the bat. 5:31 this morning. We come over here to the right on the blue line. Here we have a 2.3, 2.4 earthquake, minor earthquake. We scroll down here, okay? After 7 a.m., we have tremors and minor earthquakes on the black line here. Tremors and minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.2 earthquakes, okay? We drop down here after 8 a.m. on the black line. About 8:03, 8:04 this morning, we have a 2.3, 2.4 earthquake, minor earthquake, minor earthquake. 9 a.m. this morning, 2.0 earthquake, okay? Then throughout this seismogram on blue, black, green, and red lines here, earthquakes, earthquake guys. Want to zoom in here over on the left-hand side to start with. After 10:30 this morning on the blue line, 2.5, 2.6 earthquake. This morning, 2.5, 2.6 earthquakes right there. We come across here, we see some other tremors. Almost nonstop. Almost nonstop. What happens here after 11:01? 11:01, we have a 2.0 earthquake, don't we? Interesting to note. Earthquakes just don't hit, they continue. At this, we have a bunch of tremors. Constant tremor activity. Constant tremor activity here. Look at this. Over here on the left-hand side on the bottom. Okay? We see 12 p.m. Mostly tremor activity. Come down here after 1,500 hours. 1,500 hours on the left-hand side is 3 p.m. We come across here over towards the right. Approximately 3:12, 3:13 this afternoon. 2.5, 2.6 earthquake here. 2.5, 2.6 earthquake here. After that, you see 1,500 over here on the right, that's 3 p.m. 3 p.m. We have 2.0 activity happening, 2.3, 2.4. And after that on the red line, tremors. On the blue line, 1.8, 1.9 tremors. 1.8, 1.9 tremors here. They continue. Just because I pulled the seismogram doesn't mean it doesn't continue. It continues. Okay? That is Fontana. Fontana. In the past in Fontana, we've seen 3.0 earthquakes. We're going to see them very soon again. I promise you. 3.0 earthquakes here in Fontana. Okay? Let's continue this. Let's take you out to Pasadena, California. Just 2 weeks ago, we had the Pasadena Rose Bowl. Pasadena Parade, Rose Bowl Parade. Then we had a football game over in the Rose Bowl field. just southeast of the Rose Bowl field, we have JPL, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. At the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, we had some earthquakes here. Earthquakes. This time in the form of tremors here. Tremors, guys. Nothing but tremors here at JPL. In the past, we don't even see this. But I want to show you this because we have some tremors here at JPL. Jet Propulsion Laboratory, Pasadena, California. Look at the tremors here. Look at the tremors here. We start off the day with microquakes. Come over here, 4, 5, 6, 6:30, 6:40, 6:43 this morning, tremor. Tremor. Come down here, this red line is 9:17 this morning. Another tremor here. Another tremor here, Pasadena, California. Let's continue this. Let's go over to Laguna Niguel, south of Los Angeles along the coastline. Laguna Niguel, we have tremors here. Tons and tons of tremors here all day long. Minute by minute, hour by hour tremors here. We've seen minor earthquakes here in Laguna Niguel as well. Okay? Let's watch this. Okay? Let's go over to Long Beach. Good old Long Beach. Long Beach has been very busy here. This seismograph is called light hype. L-I-G-H-T-H-I-P-E. Light hype. Look what's happening here in Long Beach. Wall to wall, top to bottom, tremors here. Doesn't stop. Also here you see some 2.0 earthquakes. 2.0 earthquakes all over this seismograph. We've seen 3.0 small quakes here in Long Beach before. But today we're seeing tremors and minor earthquakes. 2.0, 2.2 earthquakes here, minor earthquakes. Okay, let's continue this. Let's go over to Los Alamos County Park. Los Alamos County Park. Look at the tremors here. This also is north of Los Angeles. Los Alamos is where they have horse racing as well. That's why it's called Los Alamos County Park. Tremors, and we also have 1 or 2 minor earthquakes. 2.0 earthquakes here. I see 2.0 earthquake here on the left-hand side. Let me zoom in here and let's look at the time on this. Earthquake here is at 11:02 a.m. this morning. 11:02 a.m. this morning here, Los Alamos, a 2.0 earthquake here. Other than that, these are all tremors here. 1 minor earthquake and a bunch of tremors here. Los Alamos Raceway. Okay. Tremors, minor earthquake here. Let's move here. This is downtown Los Angeles. In the Los Angeles city, there's a great big, huge, tall building. It's the city and county of Los Angeles. In the basement of the building, there's an emergency operations center. In the emergency operations center, there's a seismograph recording earthquakes in Los Angeles. Here in Los Angeles today, we're seeing nothing but tremors and minor earthquakes. Tremors and minor earthquakes here. We've seen last week, we saw here in Los Angeles, 3.0 earthquakes here in downtown LA. Small earthquakes in downtown Los Angeles last week. Okay. Let's keep moving here. Let's go over to Mary Loma, just south of Loma Linda. I showed you a minor earthquake in Loma Linda. Over here in Mary Loma, all we've seen are tremors here. We've seen minor earthquakes and we've seen small earthquakes here in Loma Linda and Mary Loma before. This seismogram shows nothing but tremors here, south of Loma Linda. Okay. Let's go over to North Park, or Moore Park, north of Los Angeles again. Moore Park, California. Look at this. Look at this. Moore Park has tremors here. We have minor earthquakes up here at the top. After 5:17 this morning, 2.8, 2.9 earthquake here. Then after 6:15, 6:16 this morning, 3.0 small earthquake. 3.0 small earthquake. Then after 8:30 this morning, 8:31 this morning, we have another 3.0 earthquake here. On the red line before that, 2.4, 2.5 earthquakes. Tremors and earthquakes up and down this entire seismogram here in Moore Park. Moore Park is a suburb north of Los Angeles, maybe 50,000 people. 50,000 people here in Moore Park. They felt these earthquakes. They felt every one of these earthquakes, but that didn't stop. Look down here. We haven't even addressed the rest of the day here. We come over here to after 10, I want to say 10:20 this morning. Another 2.5, 2.6 earthquake. After 12 on the red line, after 12:25 this morning, another 2.5, 2.6 earthquake. Then after 3:19 this afternoon. 3:19 this afternoon, we had another 2.6, 2.7 earthquake. Then, on this blue line after 3:30 on the left-hand side, come over here to the right. This is 3:41 p.m. this afternoon. Multiple 3.0 earthquakes back to back here. Multiple 3.0 earthquakes here in Moore Park back to back, lasting about 15 or 20 seconds. Lasting over 15 or 20 seconds here. Look at that. 3.0 small earthquakes here in Moore Park, Los Angeles. No joke, guys. No joke. This happened before. Let's go over to Mount Wilson. Mount Wilson has an observatory. Another telescope here at Mount Wilson. Guess what? This morning after 4 a.m., nothing but tremors. Then after that, the tremors got bigger, didn't they? A lot bigger tremors. Then we come down here on this green line here. The green line after 2:50 p.m. this afternoon. Approximately 2:51 this afternoon, we have another 2.7, 2.8 earthquake. 2.7, 2.8 earthquake here at Mount Wilson. Los Angeles is having earthquakes, guys. The greater LA area is having earthquakes. Let's go over to Pardee, another suburb of Los Angeles, north of Los Angeles. Here we have tremors and minor earthquakes. Tremors and minor earthquakes all day long here in Pardee. Look at that. Back to back. Started out this day at 5 a.m. this morning with microquakes. Then the tremors began, and they didn't stop. back to back, almost every minute. Almost every minute here. Pardee, California. Doesn't end here, guys. It continues. Downtown Los Angeles at the LA building, the Emergency Operations Center. Yes, we're seeing nothing but tremors here at the building here in LA, the LA City County building. Nothing but tremors here in Los Angeles. We had 3.0 earthquakes, like I said here before. Playa del Rey is south of Los Angeles, actually north of Los Angeles on the seashore. Playa del Rey right here. This is typical for Playa del Rey. Nothing but tremors here. We've had some minor earthquakes here before, but nothing but tremors here at Playa del Rey, Marina del Rey. There's a lot of money here. $1 million homes, multi-million-dollar homes here in Marina del Rey, Playa del Rey. All we have are tremors here. I showed you Laguna del Gel to the south. Here to the north, nothing but tremors along the coastline. Along the coastline. Get ready, guys. Get ready. This is where it gets interesting. Rancho Palos Verdes. Rancho Palos Verdes. Last year we had a lot of rain. We've had a lot of rain in Rancho Palos Verdes even this past winter. Guess what? Palos Verdes. RPV is what they call it. RPV here. Here, early this morning, nothing but microquakes and some minor tremors. Microquakes and some minor tremors here, but look here what happened after 10:15 this morning. After 10, I want to say 10, 16, 17, 18, 19, 10:20 this morning. 3.0 earthquake here. 3.0 earthquake here at Rancho Palos Verdes this morning. Los Angeles, guys. Just north of downtown Los Angeles. 3.0 earthquake here. Okay? That's not all, folks. There's more. Let's go out to Rinaldi. Nothing but tremors here in Rinaldi. Look at all these tremors here. Yes, we've had minor earthquakes here in Rinaldi before. Let's continue this. Let's go to Rio Hondo. Up until last week, we had nothing but minor tremors, and we had magma showing up on the seismogram. Yes, here in Rio Hondo, we had magma showing up on the seismogram. It's not showing up now. All we are seeing here in Rio Hondo are tremors here. Minor tremors. 1.0 to 1.2 tremors here. 1.0, 1.2 tremors here in Rio Hondo. Let's go over to Santa Monica. There's an airport in Santa Monica. The North Shore of Santa Monica. Here in Santa Monica, we are seeing nothing but microquakes and tremors. Microquakes and tremors all day long here. Santa Monica, California. We're not done yet. Let's go over to Anaheim, California. Anaheim, California, guys. This is where Disneyland is. This is where Knott's Berry Farm is. Anaheim, California. Look what happened here today. Here in Anaheim, we had tremors and minor earthquakes again. Tremors and minor earthquakes. 2.0, 2.2, 2.3 earthquakes here in Anaheim. But before the day is over, over here after 2:31 on the blue line on the left-hand side, 2.0 earthquake here. After 2:30 this afternoon, over here on the right, we have 2:41 p.m., 2.0 earthquake. On the green line after that, this is 47, 48, 49, 3:50 p.m. this afternoon. 2.1 earthquake. 2.1 earthquake here. Anaheim, California. We've seen 3.0 earthquakes here in Anaheim before. They're going to happen again. I'm very surprised we did not see a small earthquake here in Anaheim, California. I'm very surprised because we've seen 3.0 earthquakes all over Los Angeles today. We've seen minor earthquakes. We've seen tremors as I pointed them out. Let's go over to University of Los Angeles in LA. University of Southern California, Los Angeles. Nothing but tremors here. As always here at the University of Southern California, all we have is tremors here. This seismogram is sitting in the Earth Sciences building of University of Southern California, Los Angeles. Let's keep going here. Like I said, this is where it gets interesting. No joke. On the eastern side of Los Angeles, there are two towns. One is called Walnut. The other is called La Puente. Walnut, La Puente. Look at these earthquakes here. The eastern side of Los Angeles, guys. The eastern side of Los Angeles has had earthquakes here. No joke. No joke. Some of these earthquakes are 3.0. Other earthquakes here are 3.5, 4.0 moderate earthquakes. 3.5, 4.0 moderate earthquakes here. Up at the top left here. Up at the top left, we have 4:15 here. Our first 3.0 earthquake here lasting just over a minute. Our first 3.0 small earthquake lasting over a minute here. Then we come down here to after 4:45 this morning. Approximately 4:49, 4:50 this morning. 2.8, 2.9 earthquake. On the black line, we don't have anything. The black line would be 5 a.m. this morning on the left-hand side. We jump down the next red line. Nothing but tremors. Just tiny 1.0, 1.1 tremors. On the next blue line after 5:30 this morning. After 5:30 this morning. 5:31, 5:32, 5:33. 5:34, 5:35, 5:36 this morning. We have a series of earthquakes here. These earthquakes last nearly 3 minutes. The top and the bottom of this sequence was cut off. The top and the bottom of this sequence was cut off. This is at least a 3.5 to 4.0 earthquake. 3.5 to 4.0 earthquake. Why did they cut off these earthquake sequences? Because again, Caltech and USGS don't want anybody to know how strong these earthquakes are. On the eastern side of Los Angeles, there's a volcano. Down below the city of La Puente and Walnut, there's a volcano there. There is a volcano there, guys. Now, I want to show you something. Be aware. Like I said, this is not the only earthquake sequence here. They had earthquakes literally all day long here, and they're still happening. What is happening beneath the city of Walnut and La Puente? What's going on? There's magma down here, guys. There's magma. What is going on? This is a caldera. This is a caldera. This is the lava floor, where lava hardened after the last eruption of the volcano. Now there's dirt. All kinds of dirt and sand here in Walnut and La Puente. It's on the eastern side of Los Angeles. Around La Puente and around Walnut, there are hills. Those hills are the side of the volcano. Those hills are the side of the rim of the volcano. Okay? But just below the caldera, we have magma pounding the caldera like this. Constantly pounding on that huge lava rock at the top of the volcano, putting pressure on the volcano. That's why we see these earthquakes. That's why we see these earthquakes at La Puente and Walnut, California. Magma is coming up and hitting that caldera, causing these earthquakes. I wanted to explain that so you can see what's going on. This is important information. This is very important information. 3.5, 4.0 earthquakes have hit here today. After 6:30 this morning, more earthquakes. Actually, before that, 5:47 this morning, more 3.0 earthquakes at least. Again, on that green line, you can see they've cut the top, and you can't see the bottom because the other earthquake after 5:30 is showing up here. So we can't see the one after 5:30 or 5:45 because of the other earthquake. But they cut the top of it off, so we're not going to see the strength of this earthquake. But after 6:30, look at the blue line. More earthquakes. More earthquakes. This time, this first sequence, I believe, started right before this earthquake hit, on the red line on the right-hand side. The red line on the right-hand side. Continues on the blue line. At the red line, we had tremors. Over here in this blue line, we have minor earthquakes. Minor earthquakes. 2.0, 2.5, 2.6 earthquakes. Then it calms down to minor tremors again. About 3 minutes later, it turns up again with more earthquakes. 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes here. The previous sequence after 6:30 was 3.5, 4.0 moderate earthquakes, a lot stronger. This sequence here is at least 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes. Still pretty good earthquakes. People that are living here in Walnut, La Puente are feeling these earthquakes. They're feeling every one of them. Then on the next black line, 7 a.m. Come over here to the right. 7:06 a.m. this morning. 3.0, 3.3 earthquakes. About 2 minutes. Then we don't have any more earthquakes until after 7:45 this morning. We have tremors, we have minor earthquakes. Then about 7:50 this morning, we had another 3.0 earthquake. More earthquakes after that. 9:30 this morning on the blue line on the left-hand side. 3.0 earthquakes at least. You can see the top's cut off here. The bottom's cut off as well. 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes to start off with. We move over to the right. 3:43, 3:44 this morning. 2.4, 2.5, 2.8, 2.9 earthquakes. Yeah. Then at 9:45 this morning, more 3.0 sequences here, possibly as large as a 3.3. We come over to the right again. 2.8, 2.9 earthquakes this morning. This is actually, I'm sorry, not two. This is 9:57, 9:58, 9:59 this morning. 3.0 earthquakes again. But in this case, this didn't start but start at 9:58. It continues over here after 10 o'clock in the morning on the next black line on the left-hand side. Okay? In this case, this started off at 9:58. Continue here at 10 o'clock. 10:02 moving into 10:03 as well. 3.5, 4 minutes worth of earthquakes here. This sequence of earthquakes is at least a 3.5, 4.0 earthquake again. Strong earthquake. Strong earthquake here. Then we have another sequence on this red line in the center here. In this case, this was a 3.0, 3.5 earthquake. Okay? Approximately 10:20, I want to say 10:22, 10:23 this morning. 3.0, 3.5. Then on the next blue line, underneath or on the other side of the black, and beneath the green earthquake. After that, the green earthquake is at 10, excuse me. No, that green earthquake is actually 11:45. But in back of that, we have a minor earthquake before that on the blue line. On the blue line, we move over to the far right. The far right, we have 2.0 earthquake, 2.6, 2.7 earthquake. That didn't stop. It's completely continued over here after 11:45, 11:46 this morning. Then it slows down to minor tremors again and builds up to 1.8, 1.9, up to 2.0 earthquake again for about 3.5, 4 minutes. Then it calms down. We see more seismic activity after that, which is tremors. But what happens after 12:30 this morning? 12:40 this morning. I'm sorry, not this morning. 12:40 this afternoon. Starts off with 2.0 earthquake. It builds up to 2.8, 2.9 earthquake here. 2.8, 2.9 earthquake here. That lasts a little over 2.5 minutes. Then we jump down here to after 2 o'clock this afternoon. On the left-hand side, we just have tremors, but over here on the right is a different story. 2:45, actually not 2:45, I'm sorry. Not true. This is 2:12 this afternoon. Sorry about that. 2:12 this afternoon. More 3.0, 3.3 activity. Small earthquakes. 3.0, 3.3 earthquakes here. Again, they're sporadic back and forth. The tops and bottom of this sequence was also cut off. Earthquakes are still hitting this area. Walnut, La Puente in Los Angeles area. Eastern Los Angeles. Walnut, La Puente, California. Every day it's the same thing. Literally every day here. Walnut, La Puente rocks because of magma beneath the surface. It's unknown whether this is going to continue though. So far, for at least 6 years that I know of, this has continued. Will this volcano eventually blow? Yes, it will. Right now, they're not detecting any sulfur dioxide or carbon dioxide emissions from this volcano. They're not seeing any vapor emissions either. So far, the magma beneath the surface has not cracked the upper level, the upper volcanic rock. Magma beneath it has not cracked the upper rock of the volcano here, which would release vapor. Water vapor in the form of SO2, sulfur dioxide, and CO2, carbon dioxide emissions from the magma beneath it. So far, this has been a secure volcano. So far. Let's go over to eastern Los Angeles to Watts. Watts, California. Look at this. Watts, California is having tremors and minor earthquakes here. Watts, California is gang infested. I once was in Watts and I was told, I stopped at a 7-Eleven to get some directions. I was going to buy a Slurpee, but they told me, no, get out of town. Get out of Watts right now. You don't belong here. So got in my car and finally found the highway to get away from Los Angeles. Watts is not a good place. Yes, we're seeing tremors here and we're seeing minor 2.0 earthquakes here in Watts, California. No joke. Now, let's move south over to Orange County. In this case, I want to take you to Pechanga. Pechanga is a casino owned by the Pechanga Indian tribe. Look at this. Here in Pechanga, we've never seen anything more than tremors. Nothing more than tremors here in Pechanga, Orange County, California. Let's go over to Hemet. Let's go over to Hemet. This is the San Jacinto campus. Here in Hemet, we're not seeing nothing but tremors here. Here in Hemet, we've seen minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.9. But all we've seen here in Hemet are minor tremors. 1.0, 1.2, 1.3 tremors here. That's all. But it's going to get very serious here in just a second. As I said, I want to show you what is going on over north of Lake Elsinore. Ivy Glen, California, right here. Look at this. I discovered this about 4 weeks ago when I first show you this one. Here at Ivy Glen, we've seen minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.9. We've seen 3.0 earthquakes here as well. 3.0 earthquakes are small earthquakes. Small earthquakes. Here in Ivy Glen, all we are seeing are tremors and minor earthquakes here. Minor earthquakes up to including 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, and 2.7 minor earthquakes. Last week we saw a 3.0 earthquake. The week before that we saw 2 3.0 earthquakes. Before that we had 5 3.0 earthquakes here in Ivy Glen, California. north of Lake Elsinore. Okay? Why is that? What I think is going on here, there's a mountain range between the ocean and Elsinore. Small mountain range. On the western side of the mountain, I'm going to reduce the diagram. On the western side of the mountain, we have the ocean. In this mountain range here, we have rolling hills, upwards, I think, of 1,000 feet high. In these rolling hills, we have magma heating up hot tubs, natural hot tubs. Somebody's gone and fenced some of these hot tubs off and sold hot tub time to individuals to sit in hot tubs heated by magma beneath the surface. That magma comes over here to Ivy Glen. I believe it's shaking Ivy Glen as we speak. I believe what we're seeing here at Ivy Glen is magma down beneath the surface causing these earthquakes. Now, further south, we have Lake Elsinore. Lake Elsinore. Nothing is happening at Lake Elsinore at all. All we are seeing here at Lake Elsinore are tremors here. 1.0, 1.1 tremors here. That's all. In San Diego County, I'm going to show you one seismogram in San Diego County. Okay? Actually, I'm going to show you two here in San Diego County. One is in the far eastern side of San Diego County at Cuyamaca Mountain. There's a high school there. The top of Cuyamaca Mountain is the high school. There's a seismograph sitting there. So far, I have never seen anything but tremors here. 1.0, 1.1, 1.2 tremors here at Cuyamaca High School. The mountains here divide San Diego County from the Imperial Valley. The mountain range here divides San Diego County from the Imperial Valley. I'm going to show you one more seismogram here in San Diego County before we leave San Diego. I want to go over to southeast San Diego County, about 7 miles north of the U.S.-Mexican border. This is Campo, California, C-A-M-P-O, California. Here at Campo, we've seen minor tremors here. Minor tremors, and we are also seeing now minor earthquakes. 2.0 minor earthquakes here. The first 2.0 earthquake happened here after 7:01 a.m. this morning. 2.0 earthquake. After that, all we saw were tremors here. Nothing but tremors here. 2.0 minor earthquake. We've had multiple minor earthquakes here before. Again, this is the southeastern side of San Diego County, 7 miles north of the U.S.-Mexican border. Now let's go over to the Imperial Valley, where that 4-point-something earthquake hit. I tend to believe it was at least a 4.7 earthquake. At least a 4.7 earthquake. As I showed you before, there's one seismograph that had it as a 5.7 earthquake. One seismograph had it as a 5.7 earthquake. 5.7 earthquake. USGS at first said it was a 4.1. But again, I showed you the data. They showed a 4.02 with no data. They showed a 4.2 earthquake with data. I showed you the data. It was not a 4.2 earthquake at all. More like a 4.7 earthquake. More like a 4.7 earthquake. Well, guess what? Let's go over El Centro, where our friend Juanito lives. Juanito, you're here. I hope you're still here. Juanito lives here in El Centro. Look what's happening here. Earthquakes. Earthquakes. Yes, we have our share of tremors here as well. But what you are seeing here are 3.0 plus earthquakes. 3.0, 3.4 earthquakes here today. 30 plus 3.0 earthquakes above. 30 of them. I counted them. 33.0 magnitude and large earthquakes. Unreal, guys. Unfreaking real. Did USGS show this? No, not at all. USGS showed us a 1.5 tremor. That's all they showed us. But again, you cannot count on the USGS showing us the truth. Not now, not ever. We have to go digging for it. We have to go digging for it, guys. 33.0 earthquakes and larger here. Up to 3.3 in magnitude. Small earthquakes. These are felt. Juanito has said before, he and his family have felt these earthquakes. No joke. No joke. Let's go north to Imperial. Small town of Imperial, maybe 4,000 people live there. Maybe many more than that. Imperial used to be a town of maybe 500 people when I was there. Guess what? Yes, we're having tremors here, and yes, we're having earthquakes. Early this morning after 5 a.m., all we had here were microquakes. Then after 5:30 this morning, 5:34 this morning, we had some tremors. Then about 5:35, we had a 2.2, 2.3 earthquake. After that, it became a 2.5 earthquake. Then it reduced back to tremors again. The tremor sequence lasted 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5 minutes. Just itself here on the seismograph. I told you it was a 2.5. Guys, the secondary sequence after the main earthquake hits. The secondary wave here lasts over 4 minutes, which means this 2.5 was probably a 3.5 earthquake, meaning that they turned down the seismograph. They do that all the time. They turn down the seismograph so the seismograph is only to show what they want us to see. This may have been a 3.0 earthquake here in the town of Imperial. Imperial has had 3.0 earthquakes here before. They have. Yes, we're seeing tremors here in the town of Imperial. We're also seeing 2.0, 2.2, 2.4, and 2.5 earthquakes here in the town of Imperial today. Literally all day long. Tremors and earthquakes here all day long. Not a joke, guys. Not a joke. Let me show you some more here. Before we start talking about here in the Imperial Valley, I showed you North Shore Salton Sea. North Shore Salton Sea is having nothing but tremors here. Long duration tremor activity here. Caused by the San Andreas Fault here. The San Andreas Fault is causing these tremors here. Literally all day long here. Just because the seismogram doesn't show us 24 hours of activity doesn't mean it doesn't continue. It does. The earthquakes don't stop happening. They continue. They continue here. Let's continue here ourselves. Over on the western side of the Salton Sea, I showed you where Ocotillo is. I showed you where Ocotillo is. Look at all the tremors happening here in Ocotillo. 1.0, 1.2, 1.5, 1.6 tremors. See these wavy lines here? These wavy lines are showing magma here. Magma down beneath the surface, headed for the Salton Butte volcano. Headed for the Salton Butte volcano, which is in the southern part of the Salton Sea. I showed you that as well. We have magma running from and through San Diego County under the ground, from the Pacific Ocean under the ground, all the way out here to the Salton Sea. Magma, guys. That's why you see these curvy lines here, these wavy lines here. Magma going to the Salton Butte volcano. Let me show you another one here. Like I said, this might blow your mind. What little mind I might have left here. Let's go over to Bombay Beach on the east side of the Salton Sea. Bombay Beach. Again, this is over on the eastern side of the Salton Sea where the San Andreas Fault goes underneath the Salton Sea here. Look at the earthquakes here. Look at the earthquakes. These are natural earthquakes caused by the San Andreas Fault, or what they term the Imperial Fault here in Imperial County. What we are seeing here are 3.0 to 3.5 earthquakes. We are seeing 3.0 to 3.5 earthquakes. Again, look at each quake sequence. The top and the bottom of the sequence has been cut off. In this first case, over on the right-hand side on the red line, this sequence started long before you see the sequence on the left-hand side on the green line. Start off with tiny tremors, 1.1 tremors for many minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Then all of a sudden we had a 2.2 earthquake. Then a 2.5, 2.7 earthquake. Then over here at 5:45 on the left-hand side of the green line. 3.0, 3.5 earthquake here. The top and the bottom of this sequence has been cut off. You see that here. The next sequence is 5:30, or 5:15, 6:15 on the red line. I come over here to the right. In this case, 6:24 a.m. this morning. Tremors, building in a 2.8, 2.9 earthquake. Then a 3.0 sequence where the seismograph has shown us that they cut off the top and the bottom of the sequence here. So we don't know how strong the quake is again. 3.5 earthquake here, guys. 3.5 earthquake. What happens here after 6:30 on the blue line here? 6:32 this morning. Between 6 and 6:32 this morning, we had tremors. 6:32, we started having 2.8, 2.9, 3 earthquake. Again, they cut off the top and the bottom of the sequence here. Upwards of 3.5 earthquakes here. 3.5 small earthquake here. No joke. No joke. How about after 9 a.m. this morning? 9 a.m. over on the left-hand side. You see 9 a.m. there? 900? Actually, 0900, 9 a.m. Come over here to the right. 9:12 a.m. this morning, we have earthquakes. 2.0, 3.0 earthquake, 3.5 earthquake here. Again, they cut off the bottom and the top of the sequence. This is at least a 3.5 earthquake here. Then at 10 a.m. this morning, between 10 and 10:03, we had tremors. 10:03, we had 2.7 earthquake. 2.8 earthquake. 2.8, 2.9 earthquake. Unreal. What happened after that? Before 12, between that earthquake and 12:45, tremors. Approximately 10:52, 10:53 this morning. Actually 12, I'm sorry. 12:52, 12:53 this morning. 3.0, 3.5 earthquake. We don't know how strong it was because the bottom and the top of the sequence was cut off. 3.0, 3.5 activity again. Then what happens? 1 p.m. on the black line, nothing. Nothing but tremors. 1:15 over on the red line on the left-hand side. Move over here to the right. Now we're talking about 1:43 this afternoon, 1:43 this afternoon. Again, we're seeing an earthquake sequence here. The sequence was cut off at the top and the bottom. 3.0, 3.5 earthquake here. Doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Tremors after that. 1:30 this afternoon, tremors. Come over to the black line, 2 p.m., nothing. 2:15, nothing on the red line. On the next blue line, we have earthquakes. Just before 2:31 p.m. this afternoon, 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes started happening. This sequence lasted just over 3 minutes. 3.0, 3.5 activity. Interesting, because the USGS did not show any of this activity at all on the map. Nothing, they never do. I've never seen this kind of activity shown on the earthquake map at all, meaning the USGS hit the earthquakes. They hit them. Yes, they've had tremors being shown over on the map at Bombay Beach before, just tremors. 1 or 2 tremors at all. They never show these kind of earthquakes. They happen because of the San Andreas Fault. The San Andreas Fault, guys. That's what's causing these earthquakes. Now, I showed you one more town called Holtville on the earthquake map. Let's go down to Holtville right now. That's our last location on this map. Holtville, California. Guess what? Look what happened in Holtville this morning. Look what happened in Holtville this morning. Yes, we had tremors here. Yes, we had tremors here. All kinds of tremors. We had some minor earthquakes as well. What happened here just before 10:01 a.m. this morning? What happened here just before 10:01 this morning? And again, they did not show this earthquake on the seismograph, or I'm sorry, not on the map. They showed a 4.0, 4.1 earthquake on the map west of Holtville. What are we showing here? 10:01 a.m. This is a 3.3, 3.4 earthquake. 3.3, 3.4 earthquake here. Holtville, California, this morning. You see minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.8 here. You see all kinds of those minor earthquakes. You see tremors here as well. But you only see one 3.2, 3.3 earthquake here at Holtville, California. As I said before, the United States Geological Survey lies about everything. They didn't show this earthquake at all. They showed a lot of tremors. They showed a lot of minor earthquakes. They showed one earthquake that they said was a 4.1, 4.2. That's all they said. As I have shown you here today, there's a lot more activity that is showing on the seismograms themselves than what they're showing on the map, because the agencies don't want us to see it. Heaven forbid. As I said, that one earthquake that they showed us west of Holtville was probably as much as a 5.7 earthquake. As much as large as a 5.7 earthquake. But there were only 2 recordings of it above 5.0. I believe that earthquake was a 4.7. A 4.7 earthquake. Just as I believe this was a 3.3 earthquake here. Okay? The agency lies and continues to lie. That's what they get away with. That's what they are known for. This is what they're known for, guys. Lying to the public. Telling the public and hiding everything else. The earthquake that we had here in the Imperial Valley may have been a foreshock, meaning a larger earthquake is incoming. Doesn't mean it's going to happen today. It doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow, but it could. It could happen anytime. Literally anytime, guys. Now, I want you to get serious with this. I want you to get real serious. This is important. This is very important here. Let's go back down here and show the USGS map here. I'm going to take down our map banner. I'm going to take down our webcam. Okay. Look what they're showing here. Very little. Very little. Why do I come down here? April 3rd, 2010. I was in San Diego County at the Emergency Operations Center in downtown San Diego for an earthquake drill. Earthquake was not supposed to happen until earthquake drill did not start until Monday. We had our crews here at the Earthquake Operations Center, Emergency Operations Center downtown San Diego, Sunday morning. We were monitoring the facility. We were monitoring what was going on. There is a seismograph. There was a seismograph sitting at the Emergency Operations Center. They don't show it now, but they're probably still there. What happened on April 3rd, 2000 or 2010? April 3rd, 2010, right here at the United States border, just south of the border, just east of Mexicali, Guadalupe, Victoria, Mexico. There was a 7.1, 7.2 earthquake, and USGS is saying now that it may have been as powerful as an 8.0. 7.1, 7.0 earthquake here. Could have been as powerful as an 8.0. It caused a lot of damage in Mexicali. On the north side of the border in Calexico, it caused a lot of damage. It caused a lot of damage all throughout Imperial County. The earthquake was felt over here in Arizona. Like I said, I was in downtown San Diego when it hit. All of San Diego County felt that earthquake. Every inch of San Diego County felt this earthquake. And people felt this earthquake up into northern Los Angeles. People felt the shaking all the way over here in northern Los Angeles. Tall buildings swayed here in Los Angeles and also in San Diego County. It knocked the windows out of skyscrapers in San Diego County. I witnessed it. The glass hit the ground and shattered in a million pieces. When the glass hit the ground, it sounded like a boom went off. Boom. Every time. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Because the glass was shattering in such rage. The glass traveled from the top of the buildings, sometimes 14, 15 stories high, down to the ground. Happened. There was some gas mains that were broken here in San Diego County. Some water mains were damaged. Here in the Imperial Valley, water mains and gas mains were damaged and were inoperable for weeks. Are we going to have another large earthquake here? Yes. Yes, it's going to happen. We don't know for sure whether this was a foreshock or not. But guys, we are going to have a much larger earthquake here. It's not only prophesied. We see evidence of it every day. We see evidence of earthquake building every day. I just show you what's going on here in the Imperial Valley today. It happens every day. Southern California is going to experience upwards of a 7.5, possibly even 8.0 earthquake here in the very near future. The earthquake fault here. The San Andreas Fault here. is a strike slip fault. A strike slip fault, meaning it runs horizontal to the ground. Meaning it runs horizontal to the ground. Like this. The San Andreas fault is a horizontal fault. It moves like this. That's why the entire fault line, excuse me, that's why the entire fault line from Los Angeles all the way down here into Southern California is going to pop. The entire fault line is going to pop, ladies and gentlemen. That's no joke. That's reality. That's reality. It's about to happen. USGS can deny it. USGS doesn't have to show it on the map. They never do. Very rarely do they ever show the activity, as I showed you today. But it happens. It's going to happen again and again and again and again until it pops, until people are hurt or worse. It's going to happen. I promise you it's going to happen very soon. Now, at the end of our programs, I typically want to tell you something positive, because all during this program we talk about negative things happening. From people hurting our police officers, from police officers returning the favor, in terms of them preventing their own deaths by shooting people. Yes, that's how we started this program. I want this to end more positively. I'm in 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 13. But them that are without God judgeth. Them that are without God judgeth. Therefore put away from among yourselves that wicked person. Put away from yourselves that wicked person. Don't judge other people. Do not go out and protest. Under any circumstance, do not go out and protest. You will be held in judgment by God for harassing, making someone else's life bad or worse. In 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 1, dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to the law before the unjust, and not before the saints. You don't have to protest. Go before the law. Go to the courts. Do ye not know that the saints should judge the world? As the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters? Verse 3, know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life? If then ye have judgments of things pertaining to this life, set them to judge who are least esteemed, in the church. I speak to your shame. It is so that there is not a wise man among you, no, not one that shall be able to judge between his brethren. But brother, go to law with brother, that before the unbelievers. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you this. I believe what's going on out in town is unbelief. Unbelief. We go to chapter 6, verse 11. And such were some of you, but ye are washed, but ye are sanctified, but ye are justified in the name of the Lord Jesus and by the Spirit of our God. All things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. I will not be brought before the power of any. Jesus Christ is the chief judge. Let him do it. Let him do it. If ye have aught against anyone, bring it to the courts. Let the courts judge. Don't do it yourself out on the streets. You're going to get yourself killed. Be safe out there. Be safe out there. As that police chief O'Hara said over in Minneapolis, stay off the streets. Don't do it. Don't put your life in danger, guys. Don't put your life in danger. Get off the street now. Now. Now, I'm sure there's not anybody listening to me over there, because I'm sure there are people out on the street in some places that aren't listening to me. They should be. Guys, if you enjoyed what we spoke about tonight, give us a thumbs up. If you enjoyed what we talked about today, please show us by going to our PayPal. We have 2 PayPal locations and a Venmo scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Our Venmo still doesn't work. I may take it down. But our 2 PayPal locations work. You can send us a donation to our PayPal. We'd appreciate it to keep this program on the air. You also see our email scrolling across the bottom of your screen. rltnspdema@gmail.com. Send us comments, send us questions, send us ideas what you'd like to see in this program. We'll do it. Also below this video today, after we get off the air, you get to see comments section. You can go there and leave us comments as well. We'd appreciate that as well. YouTube also looks at that. They look at likes, they look at comments to see how many people are actually watching this program. Let YouTube know that you appreciate this program. Go over there and let them know. You see our mailing address here. 504 Bethel Road. 504 Bethel Road. Box 401. Morganton, North Carolina. Morganton, North Carolina. Zip code here is 28655. You can send us cards. You can send us letters. We'd appreciate that. In a letter or a card, if you want to send us a donation in the mail, wrap it in your letter you send us. We'd love to know who you are, what you're doing. We would love to know how you're preparing for what happens. We should all be preparing for what is going on. Whether it be rain, whether it be snow, whether it be floods, whether it be tornadoes, whether it be hurricanes, whether it be explosions or even shootings. We need to prepare. Tell us how you are preparing. We may share your preparations, how you're doing it with our people here on our program. In the cards, if you send us a card, we love cards. We don't get enough cards or letters. We got some Christmas cards. We appreciate that. And some of the Christmas cards, we even got donations, which we greatly appreciated. Inside of the card, you can also stick a donation as well. Tell us how you're doing. We'd love to know. In that card, you could also tell us how you're preparing for emergencies. We'd love to know. We'd love to share with everybody else, if you would allow it. Tell us whether you want us to show it to us or show it to everybody. Well, we don't have to show the card to everybody, but we can tell people how you are preparing. Okay? We'd love to know. Now, guys, I love each and every one of you. I really do. I care about each one of you, or I would not be spending all this time talking to you about it. I want to make sure you're notified what's happening. Your lives and my life depends on it. Our family's life depends on it. May God bless you. May God be with you this night and always. If something happens tonight or in the morning, we'll be back on the air to tell you about it as soon as the information becomes available. In the morning, I'm going to try to get up and bring up a program called EMA membership only. EMA membership only in the morning. I hope you join me. I hope to start the program by 10 or 11 o'clock Eastern Time. That would mean 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. on the Pacific side, on the western side of the continent. Please join us. We'd love to hear from you. Let us see you. May God bless you. May God be with you this day and always. I love you. I care about each one of you and your families. We really do. We love each and every one of you. God be with you until we meet again. We will see you on the other side. Have a good night, everyone. God bless. See you soon. Take care. Love each other. Love each other. Enjoy. See you soon. Good night.
Here at Emergency Management Associates, we're dedicated and true, bringing you the essential knowledge, helping you see things through. From disaster preparedness to navigating recovery's embrace, we're here to guide you in every unpredictable time and place. We break down the complex, make it easy to grasp and absorb, sharing strategies for safety, the vital lessons you can't afford to hoard. So thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your sub. You're a key part of our growing family, a member of our knowledge club. With every like, every share, and every comment you send our way, our critical message spreads further, helping more people every single day. Together we're stronger and more prepared. That's the truth we all abide. You help us build resilience with nowhere for uncertainty to hide. Your engagement truly inspires us. Your feedback acts as a guiding light, helping us continually grow and making our channel's future bright. We're always learning, always striving to be better. Bring you the most up-to-date information, no matter the weather. Emergency Management Associates is here for you now and forever, it's true. Keep watching, keep learning, because we truly appreciate all that you do. Thank you. Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Much love.